So my session is going to be very interactive, okay? It's going to be 10 minutes, but please ask me questions and don't worry about the slides. I'm not really worried about that. But what I intend doing is really translating a lot of my experiences into thought provokers for you, okay? I'm not going to bore you about how I have become a leader, okay, or how I've been successful, but instead, I'm going to share with you 3 things, okay? One is all about what is creativity at the end of the day, right? Things that have really astonished me. In the last, whatever, 40, 50 years of my existence, the things that have happened which have really lit a light within me, okay? I'm going to share some of those with you. I'm going to talk about how creativity is a cycle. And the third element of what I'm going to talk about is how do we as women capitalize on the opportunities that technology brings our way, okay? Now, I have a contrarian thought. Technology is available to everybody, men and women alike. I don't believe that either men or women have an advantage over the other to exploit technology, okay? And this is my fundamental belief that, and for the last 25 years, I have competed in what is traditionally a man's world, okay? In most of the companies, I've been probably the only woman on the board or the only executive committee member, right? And one of the key things that I hold dear to my success is the belief that we are empowered, we are intelligent enough to be able to compete on an even keel, right? With that as the preamble. So let me share with you what I think about as creativity. And right in my cover slide is a quote which actually exemplifies what creativity is. Creativity is the defeat of habit by originality. Just think about that for a minute, right? It is the defeat of habit. We wake up every morning, you brush your teeth, have a cup of coffee. If you decide to change that, I would call that creativity, okay? So creativity is not anything like when I was growing up, I used to think that I was not a creative person because I couldn't draw. I'm serious, and I'm kind of exhibiting a flaw of mine. I couldn't draw. And I used to think that I'm probably one of the most uncreative people on the face of the earth. But that's not the case. Today, I realize that my creativity is in actually conceptualizing, designing, and using technology to overcome my failure to draw. So this presentation is made by me, okay, with the help of technology. So let me move on to what is creativity. And I've used deliberately a cartoon that you see out there. Can any one of you recognize what that cartoon is? Zuzu, yes. Which was the company that came up with Zuzu? Vodafone. Now, what is beautiful about this? No face, exactly, there is no face, and there's no language. Zuzu speaks a language that none of us understand, but yet we all understand the advertisements beautifully. So I think it is a stroke of creative genius that Vodafone, I would acclaim Vodafone. I teach branding, I teach marketing, and this is one of my favorite cartoons that I use. So if you look at creativity, people will ask, they think of all kinds of, words that will come to your mind. You'll think of innovation, you'll think of ideas, you think of power, you think of change. Creativity is all of that. I mean, if we have to try and peg a meaning to creativity, I think we've sort of defeated the purpose of that word, is my fundamental belief. Do all of you agree with me? Yeah? If I continue on my journey on what is creativity, the various things that have touched me, the first thing is, of course, the internet, right? All of us have gone to a library. So I have the picture of the old Trinity College Library, one of the oldest libraries in the world. And I've said, look, this is moving from the index card. So when you go to a library to take a book, you have an index card. It's moving from the index card to your index finger, okay? So literally, today you can Google anything that you want. And I think the internet is not just a communication device, it's a knowledge device. To me, internet is the new world library, right? Now, this is another adaptation of the internet. The internet is a world library, and it is also a communication device, right? So I can go on like these. I mean, the other one that I really love is the caption, okay? I derive my creativity in playing with words. So that's something that enthralls me personally. Moving music to music on the move, right? I mean, that is really what Apple has done to you. Apple is not a computer company anymore. Apple is basically a communication, a music device, downloadable, it's everything, it's on the go. So they've revolutionized music. I fundamentally believe that creativity starts with curiosity, a sense of challenge. And today, that challenge, you satisfy it through knowledge and content. Content lends clarity. With clarity comes astonishment. With astonishment comes the conviction to act. When you have conviction to act, you become creative. And technology is a mere catalyst. Technology enables all of this. As a woman, one of the things that I do to sort of keep my creative spirits alive is communing with oneself, talking to yourself, being curious. I let my entire team challenge me. I don't get afraid. I don't get upset if a young management trainee were to stop me and tell me what I'm doing is wrong. It's taken 25 years, but today I can tell you with a smile that I take it with a smile and a grin, right? And I encourage it. And in Indian society, in Indian businesses, people are very reverential. They're very deferential to people. They don't question, they don't stop you. But you have to inculcate that. You have to collaborate with people. The creativity is not something in isolation. When you meet people, you talk to people, you get more ideas. And finally, having that comfort and confidence that your idea is a good one, that you can try it. You don't need 20 people to tell you that it is good, right? And as a woman, we had speakers in the morning who talked about work-life balance. They talked about, multiple aspects. I have one that I really hold dear to myself, and that is access and networking. Men have old boy networks. Women do not have that. Technology enables you to reach out to people. There are things like Facebook, LinkedIn, where you can connect with people. So if I can actually give this forum, The Art of Living, an idea, right? If we as women can become mentors to other entrepreneurs, there is an organization in the United States called the Springboard. It is run by women for women, and this is just to promote entrepreneurship, and they invest. So this is an idea that perhaps, if you think is worthy, can actually come out of this conference, right? Finally, if we have to sum all of this up, right, I'm going to tell you that you don't really need technology to search within yourself. That is one place that technology cannot reach, and creativity starts with reaching inside yourself. And I'm going to leave you with a thought that when I was to come for this conference, there was a church next to my house which has interesting sayings. And they basically said, when you're born, you are an original. Don't die a copy. So with that thought, thank you very much.